All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. It is November 22nd, 2021. We're in the last full week of November here. Of course, we do have a few days at the beginning of next week there. And we're going into the Thanksgiving holiday on Thursday, and I believe there's even a short session on Friday, if I recall reading that correctly yesterday. So, will be a shorter work week here. Just looking at, let's just really quickly look at what happened here on Friday of last week. Remember, we had kind of a mixed bag as usual. Ended up being a pretty sideways morning. I think we were able to get a couple things off just after the open there. But it was, and actually, despite it being a fairly choppy morning, we still got a number of really good trade entries for anyone who was here for the members section. So despite it being fairly choppy throughout our morning session, we were able to get some decent trades in, again with very minimal risk. But then it looks like the rest of the day there, fairly sideways. They tried to push to test the all-time high, got denied, and basically closed out right around where the market opened there. And then that brought us into the Globex session here on Sunday. So we've, interestingly enough, we pulled back, bounced right off one of our eye levels, and went ahead and launched out of there. And now we are attempting to push to test the all-time high that we printed in the overnight session from last week. So let's go ahead and jump up to the ultra high time frames. We'll do kind of a full sweep here on Monday, being that we do have a new weekly candle, and then we'll go from there. We'll see what they have to say. Let's go take a look at our quarterly chart. Quarterly chart looks strong, as it has looked for months and months now. So no signs of exhaustion from this quarterly perspective. And what we're probably going to do is pull up a yearly chart when we go into the new year here in just a month or two, month and a half, and take a look at what the yearly chart looks like. But the quarterly, no signs of exhaustion, looking very strong. Our monthly as well. This candle that has been printing here for the month of November has the rest of this week, and then I believe Monday and Tuesday of next week, and this will officially close. So we'll come back and take a look at that when that happens. Right now, still looks pretty strong, with the caveat of that potential bearish signal off of the highs we're making. We're also staying on the back end of this little trend line that we've been talking about for a few months as well. So just will be interesting to see what ends up kind of happening here going into the new year, going through December. There are a lot of analysts out there that say that 5,000 on the S&P we're going to reach that before the year ends. So they've been saying that since the beginning of the year, and sure enough, we tracked higher and higher, got to the 4,000s. Now we're all the way up at 4,700 now. So 5,000 is really not that far away. We've got, let's see, looking up on here, just the top end here, right up in here, which would be kind of the next logical push, just another 300 points. So we'll see what happens there with that. Let's go down to the weekly. Remember, we have this candle officially close as of Friday afternoon there. Not anything to point out from a divergent perspective. We did have the bearish divergence back from let's see, this is 47.1175 when we made the high there. I don't remember, what was it, the beginning of September or something? Or yeah, I think the beginning of I'm losing my the dates here, but made the high at 1175 a couple weeks ago. Got the pullback, came back up. We made a new high compared to that 1175, but we also have a higher high on RVI as well. So not necessarily any type of strong bearish signal. What we can say is the bearish signal from 1175, which led to that, what we say, I don't know, 80 or 90 point pullback or 75 point pullback, has basically been negated as we push up and broke through it. So once we broke through that level, pushed 5-10 points higher, we've officially kind of broken that bearish signal there. However, things definitely look like they're kind of petering out a little bit here. We'll see what this new weekly candle brings, and then we'll come back and look at this. Right now, again, we've essentially broken through that one bearish signal, and it's looking like we're trying to trend higher here from the weekly perspective. All right, so let's jump down now, look at our daily. We talked about this potential bearish signal back on Friday morning because we pushed to 2350, the all-time high in the market now in the pre-market session. So going into Friday morning, we already saw this potential bearish signal. What we didn't see was the official close of the candle, which if you look at it, looks pretty bearish, right? We have a big wick to the upside. In fact, essentially 50% of the candle is a wick to the upside. Not necessarily the strongest bullish signal there. And then, of course, closed with a red candle there with the bearish signal. So we're going to have to look today. This new daily candle, if we don't break the all-time high at 2350 up here, and we close the way it looks right now, we can then say this is now an official bearish signal. We just need to wait and see what this candle does. Again, if we don't break the all-time high, and this closes with this RVI lower down here, we will have that official bearish signal. So just give me 1 second to take some water here. So the daily is printing a bearish signal from the all-time high right now with a bearish candle. For whatever that's worth coming into this morning, remember that every time we get an exhaustion pattern from highs, the bulls jump right back in and continue to push, but we do have that right now. And then on our 4-hour, we did have, and this is stuff that we talked about back on Friday morning, we do have kind of a bearish divergence from the high from Friday, the all-time high. And now what I'm seeing here in the pre-market session, we did have a little bit of a bearish divergence there off the high we made from this previous 4-hour candle, but then they went ahead and chugged right past that high, essentially negating that signal. So right now, 4-hour has the agreement from the all-time high, the bearish signal, and then outside of that, really not too much going on in here. We have that really nice bullish signal back from the low at 46.68, I believe was the 46.68. From 2 days before that on Thursday, the low from Thursday, but then we got that bearish signal from the high. So we're kind of stuck in between these areas right now. Let's see if we get the same signals here on the 60-minute. Nice clear bearish signal from the all-time high, and then we got some nice bullish continuation patterns from the lows, and then right in the most recent candle to close here back about 18 minutes ago, we got another bullish signal off the low, assuming that this candle closes the way it looks right now, and that will close again at 7 a.m. so Pacific, which will be 30 minutes into the open. So we'll see if this candle stays, and then we will have that official bullish signal from the low here on the pullback. And looking at that from a daily perspective, so since things started to print here on, let's see, this low here up to the high we made, notice where the bounce is, just, a tick or two below the 61.8 retracement. So we're holding 61.8 for this new daily kind of candle, and even found some support right off that previous resistance just after Globex. So something I noticed here going into Globex yesterday, we pushed up into, I believe, 50% of the previous 4-hour that we had on the chart yesterday, or on Friday, and we've sold off from it, but then they found some support after, I don't know, about an 8-point sell-off, found some support and then pushed out of there. So when we came back down, we retested that area and found support and came out. So just want to point that out. We do have that nice bullish signal right off that area in the market. Again, a 61.8 retracement of the daily for today, and right off that previous resistance, and 0375 is 50% of the previous day now. And then we also have the prediction point right there. So a nice support right off that area. And let's go take a look at our intermediate time frames, see if we have agreement over there. So we'll look at our 30-minute here. 30-minute also did have nice bearish signal from the all-time high. Got a decent bullish signal from the pullback to the lows of Friday, which we also had agreement on the 60-minute as well. And then even this pullback where we got bullish signals on the 60-minute, we also see them here on the 30-minute over in this area. And let's see, anything else in this immediate area? I don't really see anything too obvious here now. So we're kind of in this situation. I don't think the 10 minutes really going to help anything out here. Bearish signal from the previous all-time high up here at 23.50. Bullish signal from the lows of Friday. So I don't think that there's really much else here to help us out this morning. So for any type of bullish case, what we're going to want to see this morning is a defense of the previous daily low and a break of the previous daily high, which is our all-time high, for a break above there. Now we do have, let's see, let me look really quickly here at my 10 and my 30. And we don't really have the strongest bullish argument from the low that we just talked about on the 60-minute. We don't have a bullish signal there, don't think, on the 4-hour. We don't have it on the 30-minute, and we don't have it on the 10-minute. So there's not a whole bunch of confluence from that bullish signal there, but we do have it on the 60. So these are kind of the levels we're going to want to watch this morning. Unfortunately, I don't have a huge confluence of signals in one direction, more so than we have in the opposite direction. I do think that there might be a little bit more of an argument for the bears off of the all-time high, the high from Friday there. However, if anyone has been here for even just about a week now, you will see that every time we have a bearish signal, yes, there's some type of pullback in that immediate time frame when it actually prints, but then the bulls seem to jump in and continue to push and break through wherever those bearish signals all came together at. So this morning, it's kind of just more of the same. We're looking for a break of the previous daily high and a continued push higher. If they cannot get through the previous daily high, then all the bearish signals from the daily all the way down are going to win out for a larger pullback. Again, we do have more arguments for the bears off of the previous daily high than bullish signals from the previous daily low, because we do have that nice clean daily bearish signal up there. So we want to heed that advice that the charts are giving us, and just keeping in mind the context of that advice is that the bulls seem to always jump back in. So for those out in YouTube, I hope that helps you a little bit. Keep in mind that 47.09 quarter, which is right up around here, is 50% of the previous 4-hour candle that we look at in my system, and 47.0375 is 50% of the previous day. Those are two key levels that we would like to see the market hold above for any type of bullish continuation. So that 09 quarter, 0950 area, and 0375 will ideally hold here for the bulls this morning, and no lower than 84 quarter here. Once that breaks, things are going to start to open up for lower. And if that does occur, we've got, again, a lot of great support and resistance levels below us to hang our hats on for potential bounce. And the reason I say that is because it seems like every time we do have a strong bearish case and they pull back, there is that bounce. So you want to continue to expect some type of bounce at a deeper retracement level. So I'll leave it at that for the YouTube people, and we'll jump down to our short time frames and start looking for some trades with our members here. So have a great day to those out there.